So the social investment program initiatives of the current administrations are all on the street, from trader money to market women, which is the non-collateralized, at least under the first phase of 10,000, that could move to 50,000 if they are very good with repaying this credit. Then you have a credit market, again, another level for small and medium enterprises. Then you have the school feeding program. And of course, you have other regular initiatives. So all this, the government says, is all about tackling job creation, providing employment, reducing the unemployment basket, and all of that. So we're trying to put all this together and get a bit of a sense of it all from those who are in the job market or the labor market. Also, lest we forget, the minimum wage may still under discussion. We're not sure what the amount will be. We know where we are, 18,000 naira. Then some folks say it's going to be going to 25. We're not sure whether it's going to be 30 or 40. But of course, whatever it is, it's still less than $100 per month, which is our minimum wage. Michael Adeleye is a management consultant, and he's here with us. Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
You wouldn't mind the minimum wage. Let's start with what is very volatile and highly inflammable and being discussed right now. What do you think the minimum wage should be? What's your figure? Give me a figure.
Before I give you a figure, the entirety of the country and the NLC and the government has been talking about minimum wage. And nobody is talking about the national living wage. They are two different things. Minimum wage should go with people working under the age of 25. Okay? National living wage is from 25 plus.
You and I.
You and I.
Okay. How much do you think those who are under 25 should be earning?
Again, it depends on the economy.
If you are a member of the negotiating team,
yeah,
what figure would you be putting forward?
I think I'll be going for around about 50, 60,000.
Okay, 50, 60,000 naira
yeah.
Minimum wage.
Yeah.
Okay. For those of
looking
us
at the
above
economy
25,
and what we can afford in the economy, I'm basing my judgments on that.
Yeah, but for those of us who are having grey hairs already, what figure?
I mean, going by the international standard, we should be talking about 150.
150.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
National.
Now, do you think these figures are realistic within the current available resources of the government?
They're not, and at the same time they are. Because if you look at the, some other areas where our resources are going into, for example, going into the National Assembly, for example, you have a chunk of our resources going into that sector, which is a higher percentage going to that sector, now which could be cut down and move into, now 18,000 naira per month. It's not justifiable. I don't think that could buy anything for anyone. I mean, talking about transportation fare, I mean, talking about feeding, clothing, and so on and so forth, it can't do anything. And in spite of that, some state government can't even afford to pay that. Now, if we're talking about the national minimum wage, which everybody's talking about now, I mean, which is about 60, 96, or thereabouts, I mean, obviously, we can't afford it. If we want to afford that, we should be talking about other areas where we could move some resources into that sector to make it work.
So you want the National Assembly salaries and wages, or wage bill to be cut back, and the cost of running the assembly?
Absolutely.
You think that's one area we can trim? We can trim things down a bit.
Absolutely, yeah. That's one area.
One of the things where I think your voice, maybe by the time the conversations get, they will listen to, they will ask you for an advice on what should be done. But if you look at the social investment programs, and of course we're getting to the electoral cycle, the deep end of it a little bit, and folks from the government side are harping on skill acquisition and or what you call the entire social investment programs, the various layers of it. How much do you think we've achieved under these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of it?
According to the government, still under 500,000. According to the figure we have from the government.
In terms of job creation?
Job creation.
Yes.
Okay, under 500,000. But that wasn't the promise we got in the first place.
What promise did you get?
We promised about 1 million jobs per annum. Okay? Now, my issue is this. look at the social investment program that we have at the moment, and the money, they call it the trader money. Is it the trader money or the money is for trader? The 10,000 naira that's been given to.
Yes.
When we're talking about scale acquisition, we should be investing in training. Training leads to scale acquisition. Then scale acquisition leads to job creation and job employment, okay? Now, when you give out those monies, I mean, to people like traders and so on and so forth, for me, it's not going to add value to their lives.
Why?
Because majority of these guys...
You have more than 10,000 in your pocket where you're seated now, so 10,000, that can't make any difference for you.
For those people, the government's idea is to have that money and pump it into trading, into business. But the majority of these people, they have that money because they're lacking food, they're lacking shelter, and some other things. The money goes elsewhere. So
most likely rent, school fees?
Absolutely. So does that serve the purpose of the money? It's not going to serve the purpose of the money. Why don't you put that money together and begin to train people? Look, everybody wants to go into business, but how many of these people who want to go into business have the skills and idea of running the business? Some people have no business in doing business, but they'll tell you they want to do business. But if you want to do business, they're procedure.
Because this business at the informal level, the bottom of the pyramid, the roadside folks, they don't require much of the skills you're talking about. They just get it from...
They do, because if you come to me, if I'm a microfinance bank and you come to me, you want to borrow 100,000, you want to sell milk, sugar, banana, and so on and so forth. There are principles of running the business. The location, how to run a proper accounting system, how to invest, where to invest to, and which market to go to, what to buy, at what cost, where to get it. It's a lot of skills. Why don't you make these people understand the principle of running a business than just get the money? That's why you find some people, they're in the business for about 5, 10 years. They don't grow from that same little position they are.
From hand to mouth?
From hand to mouth, because they don't understand the principle, where to go, how to move, how to diversify, how to grow. It's a lot of things that entails in running the business, but if you don't get them the skills, I mean, there should be like business angels, advisors, mentor, who they could go to, sponsored by the government, free of charge, they could go to learn trade. And if I want to begin to make these beads, or at the rate that people always talk about. They send them to go do the training, okay? After the training, what next? They know how to make it, but how do you sell it? Who do you sell it to?